Yeah, well, investigators say that they have most of the major answers, but they are still considering this an open investigation.
Arakawa died on or around February 11th, citing her final email communication that morning. Hackman's pacemaker indicates he died 7 days later on February 18th, though their bodies were not discovered for another 8 days on February 26th.
Their dog Xena, that died in a crate, is currently undergoing a necropsy, which will determine her cause of death, although sadly authorities say it's possible she did starve. Authorities are also trying to access all of the cell phone data to determine if there was any further communication to anyone after February 11th. As of now, it does not appear that there was, Craig.
Forensic reports meticulously documented death by natural causes. Cardiovascular disease, complications from age, the official explanation for the passing of Hollywood titan Gene Hackman and his wife, Betsy Arakawa, in their secluded New Mexico mansion. Case closed, or so they wanted you to believe. But something itched. Something in the details, in the stark clinical language of the reports, felt dissonant, off. Whispers began, circulating in hushed corners, among those who knew the Hackmans, those who'd studied the case files, those who sensed the scent of something rotten beneath the veneer of official pronouncements. Discrepancies, subtle but persistent, began to surface. And then, the FBI arrived. Their black SUVs, sleek and ominous, intruded upon the serene beauty of the Santa Fe landscape, a stark and unsettling contrast to the adobe tranquility of the Hackman estate. A $4 million sanctuary, a fortress of carefully curated solitude, suddenly designated a federal crime scene. Agents descended, methodical and relentless, their eyes cold, trained, utterly devoid of sentimentality, scanning every opulent room, every sun-drenched patio, every shadowed corner of the manicured gardens. They were searching. For what exactly? No one was saying. But it wasn't the mansion's sprawling grandeur, the antique furnishings, or the meticulously tended rose bushes that yielded the first chilling clue. It was something far more clandestine, something deliberately concealed. It was what lay beneath, a hidden tunnel, unmapped, unrecorded, absent from the original architectural blueprints, existing only in the shadows of whispered rumors among the mansion's long-forgotten staff. A passage that defied rational explanation, a dark, gaping artery mysteriously snaking beneath the very heart of the Hackman mansion, plunging into the earth's cold embrace. A secret buried for decades, now brutally exposed to the harsh, unforgiving glare of a federal investigation. What secrets had been intentionally interred with it? The tunnel, roughly hewn yet surprisingly stable, descended at a gradual incline, the air growing noticeably colder with each step deeper into the earth. The FBI agents, their flashlights cutting through the oppressive darkness, moved with a practiced caution, weapons drawn, senses on high alert. The musty scent of damp earth and aged stone filled their nostrils, mingled with a faint, metallic tang that prickled at the edges of their awareness, a scent vaguely reminiscent of old, dry blood. The tunnel abruptly opened into a chamber, a subterranean vault, shockingly spacious, carved out of the earth beneath the foundations of the mansion. Dust lay thick, undisturbed for decades, blanketing everything in a shroud of forgotten time. Crates, dozens of them, some roughly fashioned from aged wood, others more modern, industrial-grade steel, were stacked high against the earthen walls, their contents tantalizingly obscured, hinting at a life lived not just in the spotlight, but in the clandestine shadows beyond. They began to open them, and what they unearthed was unsettling. Old photographs, hundreds, perhaps thousands, yellowed and brittle, their edges frayed with age, the images faded, ghostly. Faces stared back from a bygone era, frozen in time, their identities lost to the relentless march of years. Who were these people? Family? Friends? Or something else entirely? Some were posed, formal portraits. Others were candid, almost surreptitious snapshots, capturing fleeting moments of joy, sorrow, and something darker, something unreadable lurking in the depths of their eyes. Aged documents, bound in cracked leather, their spines crumbling to the touch. Pages filled with hurried, almost frantic scribbles, cryptic notes that defied immediate interpretation, and accounts of events that danced on the edge of believability. events that resolutely defied rational explanation. Diaries, perhaps? Ledgers? Or something far more clandestine? Codes? Ciphers? The agents meticulously photographed each page, the weight of untold stories pressing down on them in the suffocating silence of the vault. Personal items, scattered amongst the documents and photographs, fragments of a life pieced together in unsettling fragments. A tarnished silver pocket watch, its hands frozen at a long-past hour. A delicate piece of jewelry, a woman's locket perhaps, its clasp broken, its secrets sealed shut. A worn, leather-bound notebook, its pages filled with dense, looping script confessions, memories, or something else entirely. Fragments of a puzzle box, scattered across time, refusing to yield their ultimate solution. And then the tools, arranged on a heavy wooden table in the center of the chamber. A collection of objects that sent a chill down the spines of even the most seasoned FBI agents. Peculiar devices, some crafted with meticulous precision, gleaming steel and polished brass, hinting at a scientific, almost futuristic purpose. Others were crude, almost barbaric, bearing the unmistakable marks of bizarre, unsettling experiments. Glass vials filled with viscous, unknown substances. Instruments with needles and wires, their purpose disturbingly unclear. What were these devices for? Were they scientific, or something far stranger? Something that delved into realms humanity was never meant to explore? The walls of the tunnel itself held their own secrets. Etched into the rough-hewn stone, strange symbols, markings that defied linguistic databases, patterns that mocked any attempt at deciphering them. A language utterly unknown, a code waiting, perhaps tauntingly, to be broken. Were they remnants of Gene Hackman's past, unearthed from some forgotten chapter of his life? Or did they hint at something far more sinister, something that lurked just beneath the veneer of Hollywood legend, a shadow that stretched far beyond the manicured lawns of his Santa Fe mansion? Could these symbols hold the key to the vault's true purpose, to the mystery of the Hackman deaths? At the far end of the chamber, a final, chilling barrier, an iron door. Solid, imposing, sealed shut with heavy bolts and rusted hinges. A stark division between the known terrors of the vault and the utterly unknown darkness that lay beyond. What lay behind it? Another chamber? A deeper, more terrifying secret? A direct, physical connection to the unexplained deaths of Gene and Betsy Hackman? Or something darker still? Something that even seasoned federal authorities were hesitant to confront. A secret so profound it threatened to unravel not just an investigation, but the very fabric of accepted reality? Theories swirled like dust devils in the New Mexico desert, fueled by the authorities' unnerving silence, their stonewalling of the press, their deliberate opacity. An escape route for a man who craved solitude, or perhaps something far more illicit? A hidden safe room, a panic room built not for mundane threats, but for something otherworldly? A connection to a clandestine underground network, a secret society operating in the shadows of Hollywood power? Or something even more outlandish, whispers of a government conspiracy, a cover-up of unimaginable scale, secrets buried so deep they could shatter the foundations of public trust? The possibilities, fueled by unanswered questions and the unnerving discoveries in the vault, were endless, each one more unsettling, more deeply disturbing than the last. The mansion itself, now bathed in the harsh, analytical light of forensic investigation, became a subject of intense scrutiny. A testament, they realized, to Gene Hackman's famously meticulous nature, his insatiable desire for control, his carefully constructed public persona of enigmatic strength. The extensive, almost obsessive renovations he'd undertaken years ago, the strange blending of architectural styles, the deliberate creation of a sanctuary, a hermetically sealed world where he could finally escape the prying eyes of the world, the relentless demands of fame. Every detail, every carefully considered choice, now appeared to be a reflection of his complex, deeply enigmatic personality, a puzzle box mirroring the mysteries buried beneath its foundations. The transformation of the abandoned concrete structure into a sprawling haven of spaciousness and light. The audacious removal of the original roof, The improbable raising of the ceilings to cathedral heights, the tearing down of load-bearing walls to create vast, open living spaces, a stage meticulously designed for his private life, a retreat from the constant performance of Hollywood. The cinematic illusion he'd so carefully cultivated, the deliberate desire to create a false sense of history, a deceptive patina of age and timelessness. The walls are painstakingly stained to mimic centuries-old plaster, the rough-hewn, beaten beams imported from forgotten barns, the custom-made tin ceilings painstakingly crafted to evoke a bygone era. Every element carefully curated, every detail meticulously planned, a stage set not just for living, but for concealing. A retreat, yes. A sanctuary, undoubtedly. A place of carefully cultivated peace and tranquility. An oasis in the desert of fame. A life ostensibly dedicated to art, to quiet contemplation, to the solitary craft of writing, or so the carefully crafted narrative went. But now, in light of the hidden tunnel and the vault's unsettling contents, the mansion felt less like a sanctuary and more like a shield. A fortress designed to protect not just privacy, but secrets. A bulwark erected against the chaos of the outside world. A fortress of carefully constructed, perhaps ultimately deceptive, privacy. Gene Hackman, the actor, the icon, the enduring Hollywood legend. But also, and perhaps far more intriguing now, Gene Hackman, the husband, the father. The man is burdened with a complex, largely unexamined past. His marriages, fractured and ultimately dissolved by the corrosive pressures of fame. His relationships with his children, strained, distant, marked by the emotional absenteeism of a man relentlessly pursuing his artistic ambitions. The sacrifices, both his own and those demanded of his family, were made at the altar of his relentless pursuit of cinematic immortality. The early years, the brutal struggle for recognition, the gnawing self-doubt that haunted even his most triumphant moments, the unwavering, almost saintly support of his first wife, Fame Maltz, who believed in his talent even when he himself wavered. The dizzying, vertiginous rise to fame, the intoxicating allure of success, and the corrosive cost it exacted, the emotional distance that stretched like a chasm between him and his children, the human price paid for the legend he became. The second marriage, to Betsy Arakawa, a seemingly improbable union that blossomed in the unexpected quietude of New Mexico. The peace, the stability, the calculated retreat from the relentless spotlight, a deliberate turning away from the very world that had forged him. Betsy, the enigmatic classical pianist, the quiet companion, the fiercely protective partner. A love story that unfolded in the shadows, away from the voracious gaze of the paparazzi, a bond forged in shared solitude, in the mutual embrace of privacy. And then, the deaths. The abrupt, unsettling finality. The mystery that now relentlessly shrouded their final days, casting a long, ominous shadow over their carefully constructed legacy. The grim discovery of their bodies, side by side in their isolated mansion. The unsettling signs of decomposition suggesting they'd lain undiscovered for days. The gnawing, unanswered questions that now hung heavy in the air, thick with suspicion and unspoken dread. What truly happened in that secluded mansion? What secrets did Gene and Betsy Hackman take with them to their graves? And what chilling echoes lingered in the silence they left behind? 9 days. 9 agonizing days of unanswered phone calls, of mounting concern from worried friends and business associates, of a growing sense of unease that something was terribly, irrevocably wrong. 9 days before a concerned maintenance worker, dispatched to check on a reclusive couple, peered through a dusty window into a scene that would forever be etched into the darkest corners of his memory. The investigation continues. The FBI, their presence a silent, implacable force in the tranquil New Mexico landscape, remains tight-lipped, their carefully controlled pronouncements offering nothing but vague reassurances and carefully crafted non-answers. Their silence, however, speaks volumes, fueling the flames of rampant speculation, igniting a wildfire of online theories and breathless media conjecture. The public waits, breathlessly, hungry for answers, desperate to unravel the deeply unsettling mystery that now irrevocably surrounds the deaths of Jean and Betsy Hackman. The secrets unearthed from the earth beneath their mansion, and the enduring shadows of a Hollywood legend's life lived, perhaps, in far darker shadows than anyone ever imagined. What secrets lie still buried beneath the meticulously curated surface of the Hackman legacy? What long-hidden truths will ultimately be revealed, dragged kicking and screaming into the unforgiving light of day? And what shadows, no matter what answers are found, will inevitably remain, forever lurking in the corners of Gene Hackman's cinematic immortality, tainting the golden glow of his legend with the unsettling chill of the unknown? The silence of the mansion may have been broken, but the deepest secrets, they may yet endure.